What is going on, my Patriots? How you guys doing? Welcome to another edition of Joe's News and Views. If this is your first time tuning in, do me a favor, go ahead on and hit that like button. Do me also a big favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This is all on YouTube, and hit that notification bell up top. This helps out with the algorithm. So every time that I come to give you guys like the best news, people are aware of what's going on. Please do me a huge favor, commit to the $5 challenge. All right. Uh, that way, anytime that you like what I'm doing, my content, you can show me the support that I need. Also, too, if you are on Twitch, do me a favor, go ahead on and subscribe to my channel. I do it all over there. Over there, I talk about the political news that's going on, and I also give you an insight of the newest games that are out. So if you're a gamer, you like mobile gaming, because that's one of my other hobbies, you can also check that out. I also have another channel on Twitch if you are into crime stories. Joe's Crime Stories, all one word. You can go over there. I should have a subscription up soon. I just got to keep grinding over there. Make sure we keep getting more people. We at 500 subscribers right now, and the more we'll keep grinding, the more we are in. So, and by the way, I'm in different attire today. I am off. My wife told me, you know what? Why won't we just go out and dress a little snazzy, a little bit conservative today? So that's why you see me with the button up and the whole garb. We just wanted to have a day where we just felt like we just want to be real, a little dressy. So I don't do this all the time. So I'm not gonna make this a habit until I get like full blown celebrity mode where I gotta go on in front of the cameras and start talking to real people. But that's neither here or there. So enough about the jumbo. Let's talk about what I am about to start. Oh, excuse me. My wife said I'm talking to real people. Let me rephrase that. When I get to the point to where I am being able to broadcast with other networks to real people. Excuse me, guys. Wife was correcting me. to get it out to the real people. Y'all know what I mean. Jesus. I've never been good with wording sometimes. All right. So let's get back to the issue at hand. Joe Biden has really ticked a lot of people off in America, us as conservatives, and also liberals, because he's running around here telling people that President Donald J. Trump did not have a vaccine distribution plan. Now, we all know that before, like literally before we before Biden even got elected into office, the situation was that President Donald J. Trump had said that he was going to make sure that millions and millions of people will be vaccinated by a certain time frame. Now, the way everybody was talking at first, the administration, Biden's administration at the time, his camp was like, nah, you're not going to be able to do that. That's not even the right goal. We will do way more than that, right? Okay. That's what they said. So then when President Donald J. Trump started surpassing the goals that he set to make sure that this vaccine got out so people could properly be taken care of, when the Biden administration got involved, it slowed down tremendously to the point that they were saying it wasn't even possible to vaccinate an excessive amount of people. Well, this is a story that just came out of our conservative news broadcast that I'm about to read to you. This is Breitbart, and I like Breitbart because Breitbart is the type of conservative news platform that is going to tell it like it is. It's going to give you the real. Now, this is what it said. Just over 4 weeks ago, America had no real plan to vaccinate most of the country. This is verbatim by President Joe Biden. This is starting to be mostly false. Trump had a plan that was complicated by the diverse policies of state governments. Biden, speaking at a Pfizer manufacturing facility in Kalamazoo, Michigan, today, claimed that President Donald Trump had left him no plan for distribution of coronavirus vaccines. Hello, what's going on, Team Crumpets? Please, if you Team Crumpets, if you like what I got going on, I would love for you to support the channel, follow me, and also subscribe. Like I said, this channel is one of the rare channels where you get the best of both worlds on Twitch, where you get news and gaming. Come on, man. Everybody love news and gaming. My predecessor, as my mother would say, God love him, failed to order enough vaccines, failed to mobilize the effort to administer the shots, failed to set up vaccine centers that changed the moment we took office, Biden claimed. Now, y'all know that's good, and I appreciate that, man. And definitely, brother, if you're born under God's love, definitely join the broadcast, bro. Join the movement. Now, President Biden is incorrect. Exactly. I had COVID myself, bro. Yeah, President Biden is incorrect. As former senior administrator, well, we can agree to disagree, tea and crumpets, but if you listen to all of the stuff that I have, I can show you where President Trump is not to blame. But hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody can research. That's why people like the way I bring the truth, and I always bring the truth on either side. Now, President Biden is incorrect. As a former senior advisor to the Department of Health and Human Services, John Wolf Wagner confirmed to Breitbart News on Friday there was a vaccine distribution plan far before Biden took office, which is true. In fact, a key component, remember that Operation Warp Speed? Remember they said that he would not have a vaccine. Well, this is, and y'all remember this, because Fauci said there was not going to be a vaccine until what? Around March of this year. If you don't believe me, you can go ahead on and you can look it up. You can Google it. That's what Fauci said. It would not, the earliest a vaccine would be made would be sometime around March and April of next year. President Donald Trump worked with other companies, along with teams of doctors and everything else, and got it to where this would happen immediately. That's what he did. He did it by November. He did it by November of last year. When everybody else was telling him, nah, man, this ain't going to happen. He did it. He handled it. So what's really got my mind boggled is how in the world can you say that this man did not meet expectations? In fact, he exceeded it. If I was a betting man, he exceeded it. I mean, he exceeded it. I mean, you can't deny it, man. You can't deny that. You cannot deny that at all. We're going to keep going into it and talk about what else that everybody is talking about that shocked everybody's mind. Now, Biden's false claims echoes repeated false statements by members of his administration that they were starting from scratch. Remember that. Now, this was crazy. If y'all did not remember that Dr. Fauci first said, "Oh no, they didn't start from scratch. We had this, and this under President Trump's administration." But then when Kamala Harris and Biden again repeat, we had to start from scratch. All of a sudden, Dr. Fauci went on board with it. So I'm trying to figure out how y'all had to start from scratch when the president, Donald J. Trump, had all of these drive-throughs in state and federal approved state drive-throughs for people to get vaccines and to get tested, and then it rolled out where the vaccines could be in certain pharmacies, certain stores in certain states, certain hospitals. I don't get that. Don't that sound like that's a plan to me? Sound like a plan. It don't sound like somebody like he just. I mean, what y'all trying to say? Y'all trying to say that people just went up there and stole some vaccines and said, "Yo, this is how we gonna do it. We ain't gonna listen to. We ain't got to worry about Donald J. Trump. We doing it our damn selves." That's a lie, man. God, why y'all lying? Y'all ain't got to lie, man. Y'all ain't got to lie. For real. That's crazy. Now, this is what else that was saying. Now, the Department of Health, Human Services outlined a distribution plan in September 2020. I remember that. When there were initial problems, thanks in part to confusion over two-dose system and in part due to differing state policies. The ongoing administration updated its plan to expand vaccination sites and the number of Americans who were eligible to receive it. Oh, isn't that amazing? There was also the problem of state reluctance. Oh, y'all forgot about that now. One of them is a governor who's currently possibly supposed to be under investigation for botching COVID patients going right back to the nursing home after they've been diagnosed, mixing them up with patients that wasn't COVID. Oh, yeah. You know Andrew Cuomo? Yeah, that guy. Chris Cuomo's brother on CNN. You know, Chris, who don't want to talk about his brother, but loves to talk about other politicians that are non-democratic. Yeah, that guy. And don't forget about Gavin Bang, his best friend's wife, Newsom. You know that guy is about to be voted out of Florida with about 1.5 million votes, signatures. Yeah, that guy. Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Yeah, he said it too. Because they want to review the efficiency of the vaccine approved by the Trump administration. So you're trying to tell me you got a city or state that is a hot spot for a COVID, right? That's what y'all said. COVID is dangerous. We've seen it. We saw the numbers. We saw how people been dying. You're not going to accept your government telling you, "Hey, I got a solution for your state. We're going to give y'all vaccines." These vaccines, all you got to do is go ahead, administer it to the elderly people first, the people that are in danger or high risk of getting COVID, then the children, and then the other regular adults or, your workers or whatever that's going to be on the front line. I would have been like, all right, let's run it. Let's do it. Let's try to get this to work, But so many people are so thwarted with jealousy and meanness and just want to be right that they didn't want to do that. They wanted to stall. And you know why? It was an election season, and they wanted to make sure that while they're stalling, that whenever they got called out on it, it's not my fault. It's President Trump. He's the guy that did it. Yeah, that's basically was the plan. The purpose of such announcements was almost entirely political, aimed to reinforce Biden campaign messages, claiming that Trump did not care about science. Still, such announcements complicated distribution plans and made clear that states wanted discretion over how vaccines provided by the federal government were to be administered. Some states also slowed distribution by aiming at equity rather than rapid distribution to seniors. Conservative states like West Virginia and South Dakota led the pick. Deep blue California was dead last in vaccine distribution efficiency. Now, a lot of these states that were doing this, please keep in mind, are either blue states, or I would call some of them had a lot of people in position that were rhinocrats. They were trying to do everything they could to make sure, to ensure that President Donald J. Trump did not get reelected again. That was their whole goal. This was a political minded situation, and everybody knows it. Stevie Wonder could see it was politically motivated. The day the Biden administration took office, it began leaking claims that Trump had no plan in place. Isn't that funny? CNN, y'all know who that is, the Communist News Network, citing sources in the new administration, claimed on January 21st that Biden's first full day in office reported that newly sworn in President Joe Biden and his advisors are inheriting no coronavirus vaccine distribution plan to speak of from the Trump administration. CNN quoted an anonymous source, "We are going to have to build everything from scratch." Why, my. Biden's White House chief of staff, Ron Klain, made a similar claim recently, and left-leaning PolitiFact rated it mostly false. The goal of such claims is apparently to deny Trump any credit for the vaccine program. Biden claims credit, for example, for a promise of distributing 100 million doses by the end of his first 100 days in office. But the Trump administration had already announced in November that 100 million doses would be provided in the early months of 2021. Now, y'all hear this now. Remember that he said that 100 million doses. Then they got in office. They did repeated the same thing that President Trump had already said. But when President Trump was still in presidency, he said the following: "Hey guys, I'm rolling out this vaccine. I understand it's going to be a little scary. I know a lot of people are going to be reluctant, but if you trust me on it, I can guarantee you I can have 100 million of this vaccine rolled out to our U.S. citizens by the early spring of the year." President Trump was on the road to it. When I say he was on the road, the man was hitting like, shoot, let's do the math. Got to do the math. Give me 1 second. We got to do the math. I'm going to do it on my calculator right quick. So, got to remember, he started to roll out on November. So, let's say December, January, February, March was the goal. So, you got 4 months. That's what he's trying to do. 4 months. So, you got 100 million people divided by 120 days, roughly, right? $120 days. He was averaging about 800,000 to really 1 million. He was doing 1 million a day. 1 million a day, dog. 1 million. He was clocking about 120 to 130 million people in 4 months was going to get the vaccine. So if you're doing 833,000 a day in the US of people getting the vaccine, that tells me that you pretty much had a plan. Now, the reason why they don't have a plan is because you already know what it is. They stretching themselves thin because they done made a lot of promises to a lot of people. Hey, what's going on, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. Join me on, hey, bro, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. YouTube doesn't cost you a thing, but you can follow me on Twitch, but subscribing on Twitch only takes about, I think, only $4.99, bro. That way I can continue to give y'all the word of what's going on, and it helps your boy stay independent. I'm telling you now, that is what's going on, and everybody knows it. They know that President Trump had a plan. They didn't have a plan because when they got in there, they thought that President Trump was an idiot. I'm just being real with you. You know how you underestimate your opponent's accomplishments? You're like, they ain't accomplished all that. Ain't no way. And then when you see the numbers and the paperwork, you see, now how can they be a flop, EU, when they already had they were doing 833,000 to 1,000,000 people getting the vaccine a day. Now we're in the Biden's administration and they're barely getting maybe 100,000 to 200,000 a day. Not to mention, they already said that there's no possible way that they're going to be able to reach 100 million in 100 days. They just said, they've been saying that for the past couple of days, couple of weeks now. No. So how in the world can you tell me who failed? They just need to come out and say it. Listen, Trump did all he could. We fucked up. That's all they got to say. It's the truth. Because if you had a plan, you wouldn't have said that. Bruh, it's a pandemic. We talking about the major rate of death. Look at what's going on in New York right now. Speaking of the major rate of death, we had a governor, okay, who had a city of New York with the most people in the US of A now, New York City, 42, almost 50 million people in that city. I'm talking about lives too. Okay, and not to mention, when he asked for help for President Donald J. Trump gave this man a ship with 1,000 beds in it from the Navy. Guess what they only use out of those beds? About to blow your mind. You can research it. 25. And let's just talk more. When all that was going on, he could have used those 1,000 beds to go ahead on here and put those elderly people over there that had COVID. But that's not what Cuomo did. What Cuomo did, the governor, he told and instructed everybody to put these old people back into a facility where there was other elderly people that did not have COVID, and now they are all dead, damn near, because of his negligence. Oh, and I'm not even forgetting to add this. While that was going on, Cuomo hurried up and pulled his mama out of the nursing home and had her living in the basement with him. Man, dude, listen, we can agree to disagree, but if you feel like that Biden's going to fix problems, you need to open your eyes. Real talk, bro. You need to quit closing them because you sleep behind the wheel. Because if you look at what Biden is creating, he's creating a holy mess. We got immigrants coming over here while we in a pandemic. He's doing catch and release with people that have sexual abuse charges, okay, assault charges. Not to mention, he's telling ICE that they got to go up here and call the government, his administration, before they can make a move and deport these people. So you mean to tell me that he making stuff better while we in a pandemic? Our job rate is our job loss is at 833,000 as we speak. Okay, and then not to mention whenever these jobs become available that they supposed to create, we ain't gonna have first dibs. They're going to have first dibs, the immigrants, because they have to have a path to citizenship. But hey, man, Biden's doing a great job, though.
He's bringing in tariffs. He's buying tariffs.
I mean, come on, man. And not to mention, too, he's about to go up here and work a nuclear plan, a nuclear deal with Iran, who just blew up a damn military base overseas. A U.S. military base at that. But they won't talk about that. And if you don't believe me, everything I just told you, all you got to do is Google it. Promise you, sir. But like I said, Biden's the answer. Okay. Whatever, my guy. We can agree to disagree. You can preach what you want to preach, but everybody know the facts. I mean, at this present time, like I said before, all I see is chaos with this man in power. I don't see any improvements. All I'm seeing right now is chaos. The chaos that we as the American people don't need. We got the news still reporting about President Donald J. Trump, and the man is gone. He is still living in these people's head rent free. He already done built a mansion, and I think he's got a wrench in their head at this point of the game and building a mini city. I don't know, but I know this. Right now, we are in deep shit. That's just what it is. Because we got a president who is not doing the right thing. Give credit where credit is due, bro. That's all we're saying. Just say it. Hey, man, he did his thing. Oh, okay. And that's it. Ain't nobody gonna get upset. Who would get upset about that? I'm not gonna get upset about that. I mean, Jesus. I mean, the truth is the truth. I'm just being honest with you. No, I'm not changing my mind, brother. Believe me, I already seen the light, sir. I cannot change my mind with somebody who's trying to infringe on my constitutional right all over the place. Trying to control how many guns I got, trying to do this. No, I'm good. Don't want to fuck. I'm good. I'm so good. Well, you know what? When he does, I will report it. But right now, he ain't doing shit. This man signing executive orders like their birthday cards for all the grandkids in the house. I mean, I'm being real. I mean, it's just facts, man. It's just facts. And here's another thing that we need to also keep in mind too, that, like I said, about this vaccine plan as well, about the lies that they've been telling about the vaccine plan. It's mighty funny that all of a sudden, when they come into office and got in control of this vaccine plan, people are starting to get all these weird side effects. Don't y'all think that's strange? Now, I'm not trying to put a conspiracy out there, but I'm just thinking it's strange. You know, I'm just stating an opinion. So I don't want to get flagged YouTube. But don't you think that it's a little strange that as soon as our Democratic officials started taking over, all of a sudden, we starting to see a lot of complications being reported. Not a lot, but a little bit of complications being reported on this vaccine, you know, and it's always saying deaths unknown or cause unknown. So I don't know.
They were fine before they took it.
Yeah, and they were fine before they took it. And I don't understand how it happened under this amazing administration that everybody is tooting up on the media, but yet still, when President Biden was involved, the only crazy thing that we saw with the side effects of the virus was a lady pass out on TV, and she was fine afterwards. I don't know. I'm just me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the smartest man in the room, but I'm just putting it out there. So, anybody else, get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. Am I crazy? Do y'all really think that President Joe Biden is really lying because he doesn't have a plan? Or do you think that Joe Biden is really telling the truth and he's got everything under control? You tell me what y'all really think. All right. And not to mention, too, do me a favor, like this broadcast, share this broadcast, and please don't hesitate to also donate to the $5 challenge and also subscribe to the Twitch channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace. I am